All right, thank you guys. We improved to 13-5 yesterday in our last 18 crowd pleaser teasers on patreon.com/Brock page. That's good for 72% in that category. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a moment, but before we dive into that, let's go ahead and take a look at some Russian Liga Pro table tennis action. All lines and odds taken from the Fox Bet Sportsbook. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at Andrei Menchikov taking on Vlad Nemeshkalo, 4:30 p.m. Eastern start time. Vlad's the $2.80 favorite. Menchikov's plus $2. Nemeshkalo is red hot right now, arguably the hottest man in the world of table tennis right now during his current 8-match winning streak. He's beaten the likes of Zulyabin, Kutusov, and Menchikov during that stretch. As a matter of fact, Vlad's beaten the brakes off of Menchikov as of late, going 2-0 straight up in their last two head-to-head meetings, with both of those victories coming by way of shutout. Menchi, on the other side, lost his last two straight matches, along with being shut out in 2 out of his last 4 defeats. Gotta fade Menchi in this spot here. Give me Vladimir Nemeshkalo winning that one outright for some pricey moneyline cash. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leads out for Monday's Russian Liga Pro table tennis action. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully you're having a good start to your week. Hopefully you had a good Easter as well and a good weekend. I certainly know I did. But anyway, before we go ahead and move on with the program, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/Brock page, where once again we improved to 13-5 yesterday in our last 18 crowd pleaser teasers on that website. We also improved to 19-9 in our last 28 crowd pleaser teasers as well on that site. Very good package for us right now. We do daily premium sports picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. We currently have well over 650 members currently signed up and active on that page. Now you might be wondering, why would all those folks pay for picks and sign up to receive my Patreon picks where they can get them right here for free on YouTube? And that's certainly a great thought, a great point, a great concern. But there is a big problem with me handicapping every single solitary game on the board, side and total. And the problem with that is this: if you were going to go ahead and bet every single game on the board that I put out here on YouTube, side and total, you're certainly guaranteeing yourself failure. And as a matter of fact, if you're going to go ahead and bet every single game that's on the slate with your hard-earned money, it's certainly not a winning formula for success. As a matter of fact, if you're going to go ahead and do that, it would be a recipe for disaster. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. They have a whole lot more money than you and I do combined to be able to absorb that kind of action. And most important, the math becomes aggressively against you the more and more games you play like that, especially if you're playing the entire slate. So what I do on Patreon is I make life a lot easier for you. I break it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage picks, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping every single game under the sun, every single game on the board, side and total. And the good news is this: if you want to check out my current Patreon record, you can actually do that for free right now. It's located right on the homepage. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. I'll also include a link in the comment section below as well. And once again, that is patreon.com/Brock page. And of course, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive back into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Alex Petrov taking on Oleg Shagarov, 4:30 Eastern start time. Oleg's the $1.90 favorite. Petrov's plus 140. Petrov has really struggled as of late, dropping 6 out of his last 7. Oleg on the other side is red hot right now, winning 6 out of his last 7 himself, with shutout victories in 3 out of those 6 wins. Oleg's beaten the likes of Bykov, Pavlenko, and Ilyukin during that stretch of wins. Looks like a pretty good spot for Shagarov backers. Give me Oleg Shagarov winning that one outright for some moneyline cash. Next contest, it is going to be Igor Menchikov taking on Stan Bykov. And that's actually going to be a 2:30 p.m. Eastern start time. We're going backwards a little bit for this one. We kind of started in a kind of a weird spot because of all the cancellations. But anyway, moving backwards a little bit. But Menchikov is the $1.75 favorite. Bykov's plus $1.25. But despite being the plus money dog in this spot here, Stan's won his last 4 straight with victories against the likes of Ilyukin, Pavlenko, and Menchie during that stretch. And as a matter of fact, Bykov's defeated Menchikov in their last head-to-head matchups 3-2. Now, speaking of Menchie on the other side, he's dropped 3 out of his last 6 himself, with losses coming at the hands of Ilyukin, Pavlenko, and Stan Bykov. Looks like a pretty good spot here if you want to catch some plus money. Bykov, a very live dog in this spot here. I'm going to lean Stan Bykov plus $1.25, winning this job, winning this one outright for some plus money cash. Next contest, Oleg Kutusov squaring off against Ilya Novikov. 4 p.m. start. Novikov's minus 140, Oleg's plus $1. Oleg's dropped 2 out of his last 3, while also posting a record of just 3 and 5 straight up in his last 8. Novikov on the other side is right in the middle of a 3-match win streak, while also garnering himself hard-fought victories in 4 out of his last 5 as well. Even better, 2 out of those 4 victories did come by way of shutout. I got to lean toward Novikov in this spot here. Give me Ilya Novikov winning that one outright in a close one. Next contest, Ilya Novikov right back on the table. This time taking on Andrei Menchikov in a 5 o'clock Eastern start time. Menchikov's lost his last 2 straight while also posting a record of just 3 and 4 straight up in his last 7. Menchie's been shut out in 2 out of his last 4 defeats as well. Novikov on the other side has won his last 3 straight and has garnered himself marquee wins over the likes of Zulyabin and Menchie during that stretch. Gotta lean toward Ilya once again, so give me Ilya Novikov in another competitive matchup. Next match, it is going to be Vlad Nemeshkalo taking on Oleg Kutusov, 5:30 p.m. start time. Vlad is the $1.90 favorite. Oleg's plus 140. Now, Oleg has lost 2 out of his last 3, while also dropping 5 out of his last 8 as well. Vlad, on the other side, is currently on an 8-match win streak, with shutouts in 2 out of his last 3. He's beaten the likes of Zulyabin, Novikov, and Menchikov during that stretch of wins. Got to once again back Nemeshkalo in this spot here. Give me Vlad Nemeshkalo getting the job done for some pricey moneyline cash. Next contest, Oleg Shagarov versus Vlad Safinov. 5:30 p.m. start time. Shagarov is the $1.50 favorite. Safinov is plus 110 on the money line. Now, Safinov's lost his last 2 straight matches, while also going just 1 and 5 straight up in his last 6. Even worse, Vlad was shut out in 3 out of his last 5 defeats, failing to win a set. Shagarov on the other side is playing very well right now, winning 6 out of his last 7 in convincing fashion. As a matter of fact, 3 out of those 6 victories came by way of shutout, 3-0. Shag defeated the likes of Bykov, Pavlenko, and Ilyukin during that stretch. Got to give the upper hand to Shags here. Not a terrible price point in this spot either. Give me Oleg Shagarov, minus 150, getting the job done in that spot. All right, next battle, it is going to be Oleg Kutusov taking on Andrei Menchikov, 6 p.m. start time. Menchie's lost his last 2 straight, along with dropping 4 out of his last 7. Now, 2 out of those 4 losses came by way of shutout. Oleg on the other side has won 3 out of his last 5, with marquee wins at the expense of Zulyabin and Novikov during that stretch. This should be actually a pretty competitive matchup here. That said, though, I'm going to go ahead and give the slight edge to Kutusov in this spot. Give me Oleg Kutusov winning that one straight up in a close one. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Vlad Safinov taking on Alex Petrov, 6 o'clock start. Petrov's dropped 6 out of his last 7. Vlad's beaten Safinov and Lyfenko within his last handful of matches. As a matter of fact, he shut out Lyfenko 3-0 in that victory. I got to lean towards Safinov in this spot here. Both men struggling at the moment, should be close. Very, very slight edge goes to Vlad. Give me Vlad Safinov winning that one straight up in a competitive match. All right, next and final contest for the show. This should be a good one, and I'm talking about Ilya Novikov taking on Vlad Nemeshkalo, 6:30 p.m. start time. Vlad is the $1.40 favorite. Ilya's plus $1 on the money line. Now, Ilya was shut out in 2 out of his last 3 losses. He was also beaten by Nemeshkalo 3-1 in their last head-to-head meeting. Now, Vlad on the other side, winner of his last 8 straight matches, red hot right now. I got to give the advantage to Vlad in this spot here. Give me Vlad Nemeshkalo winning that one outright for some money line cash. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Yoshu Villalobos. Shout out to Going Crazy, Zymer Tracks, Armando Garcia, Cy Lixer, Sergeant AR10, Black Rogue, The Dingman C. Dinger. Shout out to Leon CRI. Shout out to Chris Shelton, Get a King, John Klotz, Mark Baldwin, my good friend Mark Baldwin. Got to give a shout out to him. Also, shout out to Mr. B, James Hammond, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to my good friend Barton Wood. As always, great to see Barton in the comments section on Patreon. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.